Hey everyone, bloodmako here, and this is my video for Triple Gateway Lufenia Plus, basically the CPU rate Lufenia Plus video. So guys, I caved. I finally did it. I got, or rather I used the LD tokens to get Alpha Mouse LD. To be honest, I really couldn't be bothered with this fight. I tried a few times with the way the developers wanted us to try to do the fight, but I brought Galuf, I brought Ace and Setzer, so lots of off-turn damage. But the problem with letting them take too many turns is that C will keep healing all the people for about 5% of the boss's health basically. So basically every time C goes, whenever it's a friendly all, it will always do a 5% heal on the boss. So basically the boss is super healthy, but the minions were taking a little bit too much damage from all the counter attacks, the off-turn damage, stuff like that, you know. So basically, and then the problem was that when both the minions were dead, the boss will actually get enriched. He will do an AoE attack. I think for mine it was a special case, but you're supposed to do an AoE attack plus dispel all your debuffs, dispel all your buffs and dispel all his debuffs, and then the next turn he will resummon. So yeah, that was the problem that I was facing when I ran the counter comp. So I decided, you know what, I can't be bothered. I tried to do it with 8 as well. You know, I thought, you know, it'd be really cool to bring 8 into this fight. And again, the often damage was too much that A and C were dying, but B was super healthy. Basically, because C kept healing B, and the problem was that I believe it was A that was the one that kept on dying. Oh, sorry, not really kept on dying, but it was getting too low. C also was too low, but the main problem was the boss was about to be enriched because the 2 minions were too low basically. So I decided to just use the try and true Afmao combo, Afmao seed rain combo. Pretty broken. This is my first time trying it and I have no idea what I'm pressing, to be honest. I know that the LD lets whoever Afmao targets take a turn after she goes basically. So whenever she uses an instant turn ability, seed rains will come in. Probably pull Afmao back in, so it's basically an endless loop. But I have to be really careful not to let that I think it's called tactical switch buff let it drop off, because oh, look at the damage. Beautiful. But yeah, not to let it drop off, because Afmao will actually replace it with her own frame buff. So yeah, I have to be really careful with Seed Rain's buff. I got really lucky, got a Seed Rain's friend. If not, I believe it wasn't much of an issue. I would have just replaced Afmao with probably a Cloud of Darkness or something like that. It's just that bugs would have gone more often, that's all. None of them are blue actually. So if any one of your characters are blue, you will have an even easier time. I think I did it in like 18 turns, and that's with me, you know, not knowing how to play this team comp, and I think making a few mistakes, because I let Seed Rain's buff, the one that lets him do the follow-up attacks, yeah, this follow-up attack drop. So yeah, kind of a mistake on my part. In fact, you can actually just use Seed Rains normally without the Afmao and Bugs combo. You can just bring a proper team, your usual team, because his impact strikes, the follow-up attack, it actually does ignore the defenses. So it actually increases the orb by 1 turn every time he does that. So it doesn't have to be this launch comp. You can always use I believe, you know, like Ranger Cloud or what's his name, Leo, you know, that kind of combos, because these bosses can be deleted. I believe they can be deleted as well. Don't quote me on it though. I have to check it out, but I believe that you can do that to them. So right here, switch out Afmao for Seed Rains and go into summon. I think it's pretty straightforward. The way this fight is going. Basically, Seed Rains is just gonna launch the CPU constantly all the way until he dies, and then deal with that. Simple as that. Like I said, I tried to use a proper way of fighting, in the sense that, you know, bring a dodge comp, something like that. And I find it was just too annoying, so I just decided to use Seed Rains and Afmal. The op for this fight is basically E+1 whenever you do an attack that ignores defense, and E+6 I believe when you dodge an attack, and that includes misses also. So you can also bring a blind team combo, you know, that kind of maybe Kimari, that kind, or just rely on RNG and bring those dodge calls, you know, something like that. So I just opted to burst the op down, burst the boss down while slightly increasing the op, you know, whenever Seed Rains does his impact strike. I believe it was right here that Seed Rains actually lost his buff, so I should just let Buzz take a turn and do his I believe it's his Runiga Storm, his S1 that gives him the follow up. So yeah, slight mistake on my part. But other than that, this fight, if you are doing this team comp at least, it's just all you have to do is just worry about the op. But with Seed Rains inside and the summon phase, you don't really have to worry about the op so much. If it's always getting a little bit too low, all you do is just switch out whoever you want and then go into summon, and then Seed Rains will slowly increase it by 1. Probably increase the op by 3 or 4 depending on how often Seed Rain goes and whether you're able to find a Seed Rain friend. But other than that, you know, I didn't really have an issue with the op. I mean, it's at 9 turns right now and he's at 30%, so yeah, not really an issue. In fact, Cloud of Darkness works as well because the ads were relatively healthy after I killed the boss. I mean, let's take a look at this, because this is something that you should be able to replicate, you know. Yeah, about 1.2 million, you know, and that was about 7%, so probably another 4 more times and then the boss will be dead. So yeah, then after you can just worry about the ads. So Cloud of Darkness works as well. Pretty sure Ace you can swap whoever you want for Ace as well. Yeah, in fact he might do really well because of all his often damage. So you have plenty of choices basically. That's what I'm trying to say. But I don't think I'll be redoing this fight. This fight is too annoying. It was not like the previous one where I thought it was pretty interesting because the boss was just HP spamming, you know. It doesn't matter whether you kill one or you kill both at the same time. Whereas for this fight, you have to really burst the main CPU, you know, the huge op in center, right? The main boss, while trying to keep the 2 ads relatively healthy, because you don't want both ads to be dead, because that's when the boss will unreach. I believe if you take 1 down, it will still be okay, but yeah, definitely not 2. In fact, preferably if you can, you should take C down, because then he won't be able to heal the boss. And A doesn't really do much HP attacks. From my previous runs, he mainly just did a brave attacks, and it's an AoE brave, yes, but and it does break, but it was more annoying than anything else, because with all the often damage, most of my characters didn't really have an issue. And yeah, right here the boss is dead already. It's 1% command. But yeah, A mainly did AoE brave attack, and then you basically battery the boss, and then the boss will do a HP damage, which like 90% of the time. In fact, I ran Galuf and it was a magic attack, so he dodged like 90% of the time. Sorry, not even 90, it was like 100% of the time whenever it did a HP attack. When Galuf is properly set up, obviously, but yeah. So the HP attack isn't an issue, the AoE brave attack isn't really the issue, it's more of the healing. It is very annoying because it's like you bring the boss down and then you heal for 5, and then after that it's RNG, you know, it could go for the heal again, or it could go for the attack like what it's going to do right now. So yeah, there's too much RNG involved for me to try this fight normally. But I'm pretty sure there's plenty of videos out there that does the dodge comp. So yeah, can't be bothered to. This fight is just so annoying, man. There's so many fights that I don't like, in the sense that they force you to do a certain comp and then they make life difficult for you when you do that comp. So yeah, so this is my well, at least currently for this fight, this is my I don't care about the mechanics kind of fight, you know. So yeah, basically this is the end of the fight. I mean, if you reach this point of the fight with the amount of turns I took, 15 turns, that's a joke. But yeah, so many turns available. I don't even know how many. What is the turn count, to be honest? I don't even know what's the HP requirement. All I know is it wasn't an issue. But yeah, oh right, A also does apply 3 debuffs on your team, and I'm not exactly sure what debuff, I didn't check, but all I know it's pretty annoying. What it does, I'm not sure, but I know that it's annoying to have 3 debuffs on your party members. So yeah, nothing really much else to say about this fight. Just kill them as fast as possible. Turn count is still 15 because of all the instant skills and the extra turns that was given by Afmo. Pretty sure you can do it even lower if you know how to do this team comp better. I just went in just to clear it. I couldn't be bothered with turn count actually. So yeah, nothing much else to say. I mean, look at the turn. Look at the turn order. I can't even see A and B, and that's just basically because of seed range using his LD, I believe, and cavalry rush. So he just keeps pushing them back and back and back all the way. Another way to deal with this is basically to bring some debuff evasion as well. And I'm pretty sure H works as well with his EX. He gives everybody, I believe it's 100% dodge, right? So yeah, H works really well. I mean, on the high side, I could have saved my the burst for when, in a sense, the burst is when what I mean is the summon phase. I could have saved the summon phase towards the end of the fight so that I can do more damage and really cut the turns down. You know, because I switched Afma out, right? So that was basically taking more turns. So yeah, not really an issue. I could have applied aerial dive. The LD call of what's his name? I can't remember. But yeah, it was on seed range, and I also could have applied the call that gives launches to butts, so that he can launch in his burst phase as well. So just basically to increase the damage. But yeah, I mean, to me it doesn't really matter. I still managed to finish this fight. I managed to finish it within the turn count, you know. So yeah, this is just nitpicking, I would say. Yeah. In fact, I didn't even use his call at all. It's kind of a joke, I guess. Yeah, I just wanted to finish this fight as fast as possible so that I can move on. I didn't want to dwell on it. 9% and 15%. You know, I ran out of things to say about like 5 minutes ago. But I can see why people love this thing comp. I mean, it's so broken. It makes things so much easier. You don't have to worry about so many things. You know, just hit them and watch their health just deplete. Simple as that. Seed range is so broken, man. How is he fair? In fact, if you think about it, there's a few 13 characters that are quite broken. We got Lightning, who can delay, break, re-break, and she has her own passive healing, her heal over time, if you will. You know, so that's so stacked. You know what I mean? And Lightning was really so long ago, right? And I don't believe there's any character that can do what she does, or rather, with a burst. If you get what I mean. Seed range, you can argue can, but he doesn't have a burst. You know. So yeah. I think the developers love 13 a lot. Hey, it's just me, right? So yeah, the fight is over. There we go. artifacts and spheres as usual at the end of the fight. And I hope you guys are also able to clear this. And I'll see you guys in the next one.